Tom was a newly promoted maintenance technician for his school district. He had been a custodian for several years and bid on the maintenance job. One day, one of the boilers was sooted heavily. Rather than call for help, Tom opted to try to clean it himself. He didn't realize how dangerous that job would be. As he worked a wire brush through the sections, soot coated his hands and shirt sleeves. When the wire brush scraped the metal, it sparked and the soot ignited. Tom suffered third-degree burns on his hands and arms. I'm Ray Wohlfarth, Boiler Room Detective. So what exactly is soot? Soot is telling you that proper combustion isn't happening. When fuel burns properly, we want good mixing between the fuel and combustion air and enough time and temperature for complete combustion. When that doesn't happen, carbon-rich particles can form and deposit on the fire side of the boiler and venting system. That's the black material we call soot. Our job as boiler technicians is to figure out what caused it. Let's look at some of the common suspects. Not enough combustion air. One of the things I look at on a sooted boiler is combustion air. Too little air creates a rich fuel-to-air mixture that can produce soot. Why wouldn't the burner be getting enough air? It could be something as simple as a dirty blower wheel or an incorrect burner adjustment. Don't stop at the burner. Look at the boiler room. Are the combustion air openings blocked? I've seen louvers plugged with plywood, cardboard, dirt, grass clippings, and snow. And don't forget about exhaust fans. A large exhaust fan can pull a boiler room into a negative. Now the burner and the exhaust fan are competing for the same air. The other side of the air-to-fuel ratio is fuel. When you increase the amount of fuel without increasing the combustion air, you've changed the air-to-fuel ratio. On an oil burner, check if the nozzle is the correct size, spray pattern, or angle. What's the oil pump pressure? On a gas burner, check the gas pressure and burner setup. Are the electrodes positioned correctly? Is the nozzle partially plugged? Is the burner adjusted according to the manufacturer's specifications? On an atmospheric gas boiler, inspect the burners closely. I found rust flakes on the burners and spider webs and debris inside the burner tubes. It doesn't take much contamination to interfere with the way the gas and primary air mix. Draft and venting problems. Now let's move downstream. Before the combustion air can enter the boiler, the combustion products have to leave. That's why draft is so important. Look for a dirty chimney, blocked flue passages, closed damper, plugged fireside, or an incorrectly adjusted barometric damper. Something changed inside the boiler. Don't forget to look inside the boiler itself. A damaged combustion chamber, cracked refractory, or damaged target wall can change the flame pattern. You may see hot spots or soot deposits concentrated in certain areas. A pinhole water leak inside the boiler can cool surfaces, damage refractory, and impede combustion. On a non-condensing boiler, prolonged operation with low return water temperatures can also cause flue gas condensation and sooting. Where is the soot? Is it localized or everywhere? Sometimes the location of soot can help point you in the right direction. Delayed ignition. If fuel enters the combustion chamber but doesn't ignite immediately, you can get a buildup of unburned fuel. When ignition finally occurs, you may hear a puff or a bang. Repeated poor ignition cycles can contribute to soot deposits, but more importantly, delayed ignition is dangerous and needs to be investigated immediately. Soot can cause more soot. If it's not all removed, the remaining soot attracts even more soot. The fire side should be completely cleaned before restarting the burner. Cast iron sectional boilers are especially challenging because of the narrow spaces between the sections. Don't adjust the burner by eye. A flame can look perfectly acceptable and still have a combustion problem. Use your analyzer. It protects you, your company, and your customer. Soot is almost always a symptom of incomplete combustion. Cleaning the boiler without finding the cause simply resets the clock. Find the combustion problem and the soot stops. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe for more practical boiler troubleshooting. I'm Wohlfarth with the Boiler Room Detective, and I'll see you on the next case.